Welcome back to the Checkmate playlist, everybody, where we take low elo, sometimes even 1,000 elo, or even like 2,000 in very rare cases. We take the games, we analyze them, we laugh, we cry, when we can't sleep at night. Wow, what a rhyme. Today's game was a battle between two 700s in a rapid game, and it was an absurd game. Literally on move 2, people started hanging pieces. Uh, I mean, that's over exaggeration, but even at move 2, things got very, very weird. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like that's the worst game for 2025. I'm not joking. That when I saw that game after I was done recording some other videos, uh, the one that got uploaded like, I don't know, a couple of days ago or yesterday, when was it? I forgot. I still couldn't sleep, so I decided, okay, let me make another video. So I looked try to find like low elo games. I didn't find anything on Reddit, but I found something on the low elo safe space Discord server. And I regretted staying up that night, because let me tell you right now, this was the worst game I've ever seen this year so far. I don't know if any other game will be able to top this. Maybe the title is kind of clickbaity, maybe the title is a little absurd, but trust me, this game is going to be 10 times more than that. Make sure you join the Discord. Also, the game link will be on the description, along with the Discord link. And, yeah. Let's go dive into this chess game. Alright, fellas. We have a new game upon our hands. Battle of two 700s that, quite impressed me. This is a 62 move long game. Buckle that fuck up. So, we have an England. Okay, England Gambit on a rapid game. Honestly, I don't like it. I don't want to insult anybody playing the Gambit. You know, the guy knows who I'm talking about. Alt himself, the guy who literally mains the England Gambit. This guy literally knows 30 moves deep into the England Gambit. This guy is that joke. I mean, devoted and respect. The England Gambit is real good for speed games, but in rapid games, not as much, because there's a good counter here. Take the pawn, they attack it, you can defend it, they attack it again, just go e4. And if they take it, you just go here, and if they take that, you go here, and then, I don't know, develop the knight, then you just pin this, and then you try to, like, win some sort of endgame. You got a +1 advantage in the Gambit, and, yeah, you don't want that as black. C4! Okay, so now that's turned into some sort of Scandinavian defense with C4 and D4. I don't know. This is some sort of Scandinavian shit. I don't know what it is. So, Knight C6. This is a transposition to the Mykonos defense. We have a lot of transpositions, guys. Buckle up. Knight F3 is the English opening King's English Nibzowitsch variation. I have no clue what I'm talking about, but it sounds cool. Queen E7. Takes. F4. Now, F4 is really good here. I know the engine hates it, but in my opinion, it just takes central space. I guess the engine is like, well, that C-pawn is kind of weak. You might need to defend it. That's literally the only reason it hates this move. Queen C5. -0.2. Not a bad move, but you should probably try to invest some more time on developing your pieces. E3. Okay, so not the aggressive E4, which is both defends the pawn and grabs tons of space, but E3. Okay, so blocking in our bishop and killing the activity of our pieces slowly. Knight F6. Okay, not bad. You're getting out a piece. Bishop B2. Okay, you're trying to castle. So after D6, I don't know why not D5, which looks a lot more human. Like, if they castle, they get their ass destroyed. So, yeah. I don't know. Well, we can't blame them. D6. Okay. Not bad, I guess. Castles, bishop F5. Okay, so just developing your bishop. Now, the engine only hates this position for black. It already thinks that knight C3 is, like, the way to go to just get your pieces out and then play the game. Knight C3. Okay. Knight E4. Hanging the fact that knight D5 is really strong because there's The reason why knight d5 looks really strong is if you longside castle, then I guess then you just walk onto a pawn storm. That's the whole point. I think that's the whole point. I mean, if you don't go longside and you play something like h4, they're still gonna go pawn storm because they know you're gonna castle there, and you can't stay too long in the center because it's like opened. Knight a4 though is the move chosen. I don't blame them. I mean, they attack the queen. That's pretty natural. Okay, so this is not a free pawn for anyone wondering. Okay, queen c6, attacking the knight, but it's not actually attacking the knight. g4. Okay, so not this, which just starts a pawn storm, but killing the safety of our own king for a low dopamine move like attacking a bishop. And after it moves, what's the follow-up? Now they've added an extra attacker to this knight. Queen c2. That is the follow-up. Knight f6 back. g5. Killing the safety of our king even further. Actually, g5 is the only move here, but still, the safety of the white king is diminished. So it goes for the black king as well. It's still in the center, but it can easily just castle on like the king side. g5, knight g4. And now you're lost. Why? Because of b3. If you didn't realize, that knight on g4 is kind of trapped. So yeah. Bishop f3 though. Okay, so we just attack the queen and hang this knight completely. Terrific. Awesome. Queen ace. So not taking a free knight, but attacking our already attacked piece. Alright, so that's something. Okay, so let's... So first of all, you can just take the knight. And if you don't see that, just play that move. That's just a desperado, and you try to, like... I mean, it doesn't work, obviously, but if you don't see that, at least see that. Okay, so... Taking with the queen. What? I know it's the top engine move, but... What? Just take with the freaking bishop, man. What are you... I mean, yeah, they're gonna block you, and what next? You're just gonna go back here. And sure, they're gonna take like this, but you're just gonna go long side, and their king is fucked. I mean, you're just gonna slowly open up that king side, and then you're just gonna get in. White's king is not safe. Queen takes a4, however. That's top engine, but I don't agree with that. b3. Okay, takes. Now, you're gonna be wondering why takes with a knight here is really strong. Because of this check, and this happens to be the check that you might need to move your king. Because if you don't move that king and you just go here, then what about the queen? Yes, what about that queen that you've left hanging? Because you're like, oh yes, I can attack this queen. Literally just do the checklist like Gotham Chess told you to do so, and you're going to win this game in like 5 moves because they're going to resign out of tilt. But bishop takes c3. Not taking the free queen, but taking the free horse for a pawn. Very interesting. Okay, and that is... Yeah, that's not a top engine move. It's like if that was a top engine move, it would have crashed out. I mean... now the only safe square for the queen... Okay, that's not the safest approach for the queen, because now I was going to get kicked around a little bit more. Rook a to a1. Okay, just castle and you should be fine. Now, let me ask you a question. Who in their right mind attacks a pawn when your king is stuck in the center, about to be bullied by literally 19, like 23... 26 points of material. I'm also going to count the pawns. Like, that's like 29 probably. 30, 31. I don't know. Bishop d4. I don't hit that move. You attack a pawn. I mean, the difference between black's attack of a pawn and white's attack of a pawn is because white is actually out of the center. And black isn't. Black is pinned with his... he has his bishop pinned to the king by that rook on the e file. No bueno, you need to castle. And you can't even do that now because that bishop is going to die. So instead you play rook g8 and f5 and long castles, hanging the bishop completely in one move. And he doesn't get taken, instead he gets attacked. And you can sacrifice the bishop because if they take you, You take this pawn, and then after they go here, then you're just gonna go here, and somehow you're still lost, but not too lost. Okay. Bishop to f8. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the hanging of a rook. All the queen has to do is just slide all the way here, and you win a rook. And worst of all, if you take that rook, they can't even go here, because then they're gonna lose literally everything. I mean, you just take this, and then, yeah, it's awful. King h2. So, in the middle of all this, with the rook hanging, with the pawn hanging, just take the pawn. Like, I mean, I'm talking about white here. What pawn can you take? Just take the freaking pawn, man. Oh, not that. Just take the pawn. I mean, what's wrong with that? King h2. That dropped from +3 to 0.7. That is a lot of advantage gone, and it's because of the move d5. As suddenly, all the fronts of attack have closed. If they take, it looks like black is completely dead lost, but if you just take this pawn, and you take like this, you give a check, and the white king is the one that's under attack. And in this case, you can sacrifice your rook like this, and then, if they trade, you're just gonna go here. Yes, they can win this pawn, but what about their king? Their king is exposed. Their king is just cooked. I mean, you take this, and you win this in your sleep. Like, you just give this check, for example. Not right away. You play this, and there's a bunch of threats, and you need to defend against those threats, and you're gonna slowly win the game. But instead of all that, actually, d5 was spotted. But bishop e5 was the move that was played. Credit to black for finding d5, by the way, like a way to close down all the fronts of attack. Bishop e5. I cannot even begin to explain the move bishop e5. What is the point of bishop e5? At least you give this to black. Eventually he's going to take advantage of the fact that you've given them like some open file to challenge. Let's say you move your thing, then you're just going to move your thing, and then the juicers will have a... Oops, not that. The juicers will have a staring contest, and then I guess you get this, but like... I go here, and you... Yes, you can go here, but then what about your king? Then did you think about your king, or are you just thinking about your pawns? Yeah. Bishop to d6. Okay. Pinning the bishop. Okay, good. Takes the free pawn. Why not? Why not take the free pawns? Rook g2 e8. Black forgets that white can capture this, actually, and then, you know, yes, they have to move their king, and then they're gonna have to trade, and black is actually winning here. I know it doesn't look like black is winning, but after taking this pawn, and let's say they take back, black is like dominating because of kicking out the bishop, and if the bishop ever retreats, then the king, again, from the start of the game, g4, g5, those were two committal decisions, and the white king will probably get annihilated in the center of the board. Like, you gotta start pinning yourself, and then the queen gets involved, and then it's just a manhunt. We have queen b2. So, there's a tactic here. The tactic is rook takes bishop, and if they take back, then you take this, and if they take with the pawn, then you can just attack the rook. And even if they take with the rook, then you can just do this, and if they try to close off the attack, then you just take this, and you're like winning completely. That is the whole idea. But that's not going to get played. g6 is going to get played. I mean, you could not have made it more obvious. You're hanging this pawn, and that pawn is very critical for your position. a3. In the middle of all this, we attack the queen. Remember that the queen exists on the board, and we just attack it. If you think that's bad, you haven't seen the entire game yet. Queen takes a3. This gives away all the advantage back to white because of trading the queens. You lose this pawn. And you forget about the pawn. Oh, wait, the bishop is hanging. Oh, I see. You can sacrifice your rook, and if they take, you can pin them. And if they do that, then you can attack this bishop at least, and then the bishop has to desperado itself. And then you need to move your king, and then you take this. And this is a winning endgame for black. How? I will tell you how. After like this, you attack the pawn. Let's say they go back to defend it, then you can just move your king slowly. Yes, this pawn looks terrifying, but you can always just stop it. And yes, they can go here, but you're going to go here. And yes, they can go here, but then you just move your king, and then it's just a matter of you promoting the pawns. But instead of all that, we have rook f8. Okay, that means we're going to be in a long game. Now white will have a comfortable advantage. Except we have bishop d5, top engine move, bishop f5, and h4. It went from plus 1.6 to 0.6 really fast. That is impressive. Now the top engine move is like unfindable. It's like this, attacking the rook, and when the rook moves, you just attack this bishop now. Yeah, it's really hard to spot that, and then you need to sack the bishop and attack the king, and then take the rook and secure the promotion square. But even then, white is not completely winning yet because of, the pawns and the king, and then the king has to move in, get checked a couple times. And the position might lead to a draw with perfect play. And let's say you can't queen because of this ridiculous bishop that has been placed here on b4. I mean, that move is unfindable for like 700. Bishop d6 is a lot more logical, if not for the fact that they can just take it. You take. And that was just winning completely. You just win the whole house, and you get two best pawns instead. f7. So, you choose to have this strong pawn. It's not strong at all, by the way, I'm just saying. King d7 only move. Hanging this pawn, but in return you will take this pawn, and you will get rid of their passed pawn. Insane. c6. The one time we decided to chase away the evil bishop. Now rook e8 check, top engine move, well timed. The only move to not lose is rook d8. And in this position, white plays bishop takes e6. This is horrible. When you take the bishop, his idea was rook f to e1. And they thought, takes, and I'm queening, right? This is not checkers. I don't have to take you. I can take this. Okay, I could have taken this pawn and not have to worry about you making a queen anymore, and I'm actually winning, but no, I just moved my king, because Gotham said in his videos that moving your king up is really good in the end game. Okay, trading rooks. What the Yo! You just lost your passed pawn. Now, it is time to say that black did not have a lot of time. He had like 2 or 1 minute left. But he had plenty of time to finish this game. At least in a draw. White had like 6 minutes or 7. Rook e5. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you're trying to win the A pawn, but you can't. King b6. c5 check. King b5. The king is getting oops, that's just a YouTube notif. You could say that's like a sponsored YouTube notif. I don't know. Maybe I'm just self-promoting. I'm promoting like these YouTubers, if you think about it. Kind of, but not really. h5. Ooh. That's just a free pawn. There's nothing. Just he takes h5. What was the idea? This to get in? I don't know. I'm just asking. Okay, the king gets a little closer. Maybe that was the idea. a5. Okay, now the pawn is going. The pawn is going. That's bad. King f4. Ooh, sweet. Found the only logical check in this position. And it's the only check if you think about it. King g3. King b4. We're gonna attack this fast pawn. Rook e3 defense. Rook f5. Now this is just a fork. King h4, defends this pawn, and loses this one. Rook e7. Now, you might be thinking, Black probably got, like, checkmate in one or something. Yeah, that's probably what happened, because, there's no way Black wins this game. I mean, this looks far, far too winning for a low elo chess video. This looks way, way too simple. You could be right or wrong. Rook b7, King a4, not building the bridge. Okay, sure. King a4, I don't blame that. Rook a7, King b4. Draw? No, not draw. Rook b1. Rook b1, Rook b1. I don't know what the hell is going on. That's just yeah, that's just exists. It's a saying. Rook b5. Oof. Rook c1 check. King b2. Oh no! Oh, they didn't even win the pass pawn. I mean, maybe they didn't even see that. Why had plenty of time? Why did they not take this pawn? I mean, Rook e1. The pawn goes, and you can't quite stop the pawn. Yes, you can try giving checks, a billion checks of them. You can try, but like it'll just go here. I can even sack the pawn. Doesn't even matter. Yes, sack the pawns. Sack everything. Push the pawns. Sacrifice the rook. And King g3, and believe it or not, taking this pawn isn't only the offensive move, it is the game that seals the deal. But it is not played. And after King f3, this is where the game ends. Because Black lost on time. However, there is a rule in chess that says if one side loses on time, and the other side doesn't have sufficient checkmate material, it is a draw. In this case, it's not a draw. Because White, being the guy that has more time by 2 minutes, has a pawn on g5. And that pawn counts as sufficient checkmate material. How does it count as sufficient checkmate material? Let's say White White is a little drunk in the morning, and Black, allows his queen to be made, and I don't know, stockpiles his pieces here, and just, I don't know, allows some queen counterplay to be played, and I don't know, somehow the queen just gets here, and yes, yeah. And somehow this is what happens. So a pawn counts as checkmate material because it can become to a queen or pawn checkmate. Who knows? And that's the reason why Black lost. Had Black taken, Had Black taken, like, this pawn right here. Take this pawn, you lose on time, it's a draw. White has nothing. White cannot checkmate you with just a king. It's not possible. You can hang all your pieces and still get a draw. But because you didn't take the pawn, it still counts as checkmate material, because you can be promoted, or you can get checkmate by a pawn. You lose on time. Impressive. Really impressive. It's a really impressive game. I'll see you guys on the next one. Get the hell out of here now. I need sleep.